Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Hope you are fine and doing well. Now that we have discussed the whole lesson in detail, we need to understand the questions properly and note down how a question should be framed in order to get the full credit for it. Remember that each question here carries 4 marks. If it is devoid of all kinds of mistakes, which means spelling mistakes, grammatical mistakes, or writing irrelevant material, here you need to understand one thing: spelling and grammatical mistakes, especially, gave a very bad impression at this level. So, such mistakes should be avoided using all possible measures, which is possible only when you do a thorough practice of what you read or what you learn from the book. So now we proceed to the next question. Question number 1: when and where did Muhammad Ali Jinnah deliver this speech? So you have discussed the lesson in detail. Now it should be comparatively easier for you to attempt each and every question. Look at the tense of the question. When and where did Muhammad Ali Jinnah? So the question is in the past tense. You should try to answer the question in the past, not in the present, not in the future. Look at the tense of the question, which is did. Did is a very clear indication of the past tense. So where did he deliver this speech? Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah delivered. So you should write delivered. You should not write him Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah deliver. Deliver will be a wrong verb here to use. This memorable speech, this memorable and historical speech on 11th August 1947 in Karachi. At Karachi will be wrong. If you omit the comma here, it will be considered a mistake. It will give a bad impression, so you should try to note this comma as well. In Karachi you can see we are using preposition in before Karachi, and the K of Karachi has been written in capital because it is a proper noun. And then the sentence starts with a capital letter he. So the he, H should be written in capital. If you are writing it in small, once again it will give a bad impression. The examiner, the one who is marking your paper, he will make a bad impression about you, that you do not know about the necessary rules of writing a sentence. So he was. So here once again he is will be wrong. He was addressing the Constituent Assembly. The Constituent Assembly is here a proper noun, so it has been written in the capital. Constituent Assembly of Pakistan. We are talking about a specific assembly of Pakistan, so they should also be written in the capital. While addressing, so the sentence ends here. While starts here a new sentence, so while, the first letter of while should be written in capital. While presiding over the session, so here this one is we will discuss it as an adverbial clause. It has been written in the beginning of the sentence, so a comma is needed here. While presiding over the session, he expressed. If you are writing here he expresses will be wrong once again. Look at the tense of the question, try to comply with the tense of the question. The answer should be in the past as well. He expressed his vision of Pakistan. You see that P is in Pakistan frequently written in capital because it is a proper noun. A proper noun starts always with a capital letter, whether it is in the beginning of the sentence, middle of the sentence, or toward the end of the sentence. And gave an important guidelines regarding the future constitution, the role of an assembly. So the role of an assembly and responsibilities of the government. So each question you will note in the next slide is well that each question is followed by an MCQs. So you try to understand the MCQs as well and send your option when the lecture is over. Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah made his historic speech to the Constituent Assembly of Pakistan on. So very easy because you have discussed it very fresh with easy, that's why it is easy for you. So try to understand the right option and send it when the period is over. Here if the examiner desires, he can drop this part of the sentence as well. The historic speech to the Constituent Assembly. He may drop the constituent word or the assembly word, any word of his choice. He can make any point while making an MCQs. So we now move to the next. The next question is, what did he say? It is once again in the past tense. What did he say about the first function of the assembly? So the first function, we have discussed it in the lesson. The first function of the Constituent Assembly was to frame the future constitution of Pakistan. He urged the members. Urged means to say something with emphasis, to stress upon something, किसी बात पर जोर देना, ताकीद करना. He urged the members of the assembly to work hard and cooperate with one another in accomplishing this onerous task. Onerous, tedious, demanding, very responsible task. Accomplishing here means completing this onerous task. Though he did not outline specific guidelines in this regard, yet he expressed some principles like protection of life, property, and religious beliefs of public, giving equal rights and privileges to all citizens, and avoiding corrupt practices like nepotism, jobbery, and bribery. So this sentence starts with though. The second part of this is the first part, first clause, and the second part, which is the second clause. This is also a complex sentence. Here we are using correlative conjunction. If a sentence starts with though, although, even though, the second part should start with the second clause should start with yet. I am repeating this rule once again. This sentence is a complex sentence, and you see if the first part starts, the first clause starts with though, although, even though, the second clause should start with yet. If the first clause contains past tense, the second clause should also contain past tense. So though he did not outline here means specified, to clarify something, to make something quite clear. Specific guidelines in this regard. Guidelines, directions. It means though he did not clarify the direction in this regard, yet he expressed some principles. So these are the principles, these are the directions that the life, property, beliefs should be protected. Note that religious beliefs, you cannot write religious beliefs. Beliefs will be a verb, so it should receive s to make the plural. You cannot give BELIEVES. It will be a wrong spelling. Beliefs of public. Equal rights. So the remaining part of the question is easier because you have already discussed it, already understood it. So the MCQs that is here. Today there is hardly a more issue in Pakistan than the issue of Jinnah's vision. We have read about this MCQs in the first paragraph, so you try to solve it. Now we move to the next question. What did he say about the second function of the assembly? He said, the question is once again in the past tense, he said that the second function of the assembly is to function as a full and completely sovereign body as the federal legislature of Pakistan. We had discussed it in that paragraph, in that lesson, that this constituent assembly will function as the sovereign body is the federal legislature of Pakistan, so it will function as the federal legislature of Pakistan. In this regard, he affirmed. Affirmed means to say something in a positive manner to the members of the assembly. We can use here he urged, he said it with a lot of emphasis to the members of the assembly. You are, so note the comma here. This comma is also important. These comma, inverted comma, are also important because you are quoting somebody's words as he had spoken. You are now a sovereign legislative body and you have got all the powers. So the powers, you cannot write power, it should be written powers. Powers here means authority. He wanted the assembly to take its decisions and the best interest of the nation with all freedom without being influenced by any internal or external elements. So they should not be afraid of any external or internal element. They have got the full powers. They should take the decision on their own. The next question, what legacy does Muhammad Ali Jinnah refer to in his speech? The word legacy has been already understood in that paragraph. What if we inherit something, we call it legacy. कोई चीज़ जो आपको वरासत में मिल जाए. So Muhammad Ali Jinnah refers. So note the question, what legacy does. So here it is refers. You cannot say Muhammad Ali Jinnah referred. The question is in the present tense. Try to write the answer in the present tense as well. Muhammad Ali Jinnah. So all the first letter of his name or have been written in capital. Muhammad Ali A capital, M capital, Jinnah J capital. Refers. So if you are writing referred or referring, for example, you are writing Muhammad Ali Jinnah as referring, it will be a wrong attempt, a wrong expression, a wrong tense to use. Muhammad Ali Jinnah refers. It is the present tense. So try to answer the question in the present tense as well. To the evil of nepotism and jobbery as a bad legacy passed on to us, he clearly mentions that he will not tolerate any kind of nepotism and jobbery or any direct or indirect influence. He further says, you cannot write here, he further said. So note the spelling of further as well. He further, you cannot write FARTHER, it should be FURTHER. That if he finds such a practice is in vogue at any level, high or low, he will certainly not countenance it, as he had said in his speech that he will not tolerate it. Countenance it, he will not tolerate it. So the MCQs here, the Qaid called the creation of two independent sovereign dominions in unprecedented social revolution, amazing revolution, cyclonic revolution, peaceful revolution. So try to take the right option and send it in the comment portion or into the relevant group. What are the guide's views about the division of India? It is also very clear. What are the guide's views? The guide, so you should write the over here. The guide termed the division of India as a mighty, unprecedented revolution. It was a mighty, a very big and unique revolution, sudden change. He said that the division was unavoidable. He said the division was unavoidable, indispensable, cannot be avoided, could not be avoided, and the only solution for both Hindus and Muslims. The idea of a united India, so try to note over here, united, U written in capital, India, capital letter, could never have worked and would have led us to terrific disaster. So note the tense, which is the third conditional sentence, could never have worked and would have led us. For example, you say, if I had been a doctor, I would have helped the poor. This is third conditional sentence. You cannot drop or miss any helping verb from here. If it is dropped or missed, your sentence will be incorrect and you will suffer for 1 mark. So you should note it also that 1 mark is deducted for 2 or 3 grammatical mistakes or spelling mistakes. That's why you get low marks in this paper, especially in English. Therefore, he called upon people to loyally abide by. Loyally abide by means to accept it with the full, loyally abide by with full devotion, with your heart by heart. You should accept it, this partition, and act according to the agreement, which is now finally in binding on all. Binding on all, as we discussed it, which is compulsory for all to follow. The MCQs over here is, while addressing the assembly, the Qaid said, remember that you are now a sovereign legislative body and you have got all the, so try to take the right option. The next question is, what does he say about the minorities? And this question is also very clear. The Qaid believed that everyone living in Pakistan is a citizen, of the state of Pakistan, is a citizen of the state with equal rights. So everyone living in Pakistan is a citizen of the state of Pakistan. Try to note here what does instead of does, you should try to note here what did he say about the minorities, because the answer is in the past tense. So equal rights, privileges and obligation. No matter what is his color, what is his caste, what is his creed, he is a member of this society, so he has equal rights. He said, comma, inverted comma, note it, because these are his actual words. Free to go to any temple, to go to your mosque, or to any place of worship in the state of Pakistan. So try to this furnishes your writing if you try to follow all the rules relevant to writing. Make your writing very flowery and beautiful, and make a very good impression. To him, the country would prosper when all communities, the majority and minority, work together in a spirit that everyone is first, second and last a citizen of this state. So this was what he told, what he had in his mind about the minorities. So the MCQs were here is, any idea of a united India could never have worked, and the Qaid's judgment it would have, and in the Qaid's judgment it would have led us to. So try to take the correct option and send it in the group. What kind of, the next question is, what kind of freedom does Muhammad Ali Jinnah envision for the people of Pakistan in general? Envision here means foresee, foresaw, foresee, foresaw, foreseen. To foresee something means to say something in advance about a phenomenon. Muhammad Ali Jinnah envisioned that the people of Pakistan, what kind of freedom did? Did would be a proper word over here. Muhammad Ali Jinnah envisioned that the people of Pakistan would enjoy equal rights, privileges and obligations, no matter to what community they belong or they come from. They will be treated as citizen of the state. Their religion, caste or creed will have nothing to do with the business of the state. If they bury the hatchet, they bury the hatchet. If they end their differences, forget the past and work in cooperation, there will be no end to their progress and prosperity. So the MCQs which follows here is, if you want to make this great state of Pakistan happy and prosperous, we should wholly and solely concentrate on the people: physical and mental health, financial security, education, well-being. So try to understand the MCQ. The next question is, what does Muhammad Ali Jinnah mean by Hindus would cease to be Hindus and Muslims would cease to be Muslim? Explain what does it mean. Towards the end of his speech, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, so note the comma over here, commented, Hindu would cease to be Hindus and Muslim would cease to be Muslims. He did not mean that both Hindus and Muslim would lose their religious identities in Pakistan. ये नहीं कि वो अपने मज़हब को छोड़ देंगे. Or the state would be secular as many people misinterpret Qaid's words. या ये जो मज़हब, ये जो मुल्क होगा ये बग़ैर किसी मज़हब के होगा, या यहाँ पर कोई जो है किसी मज़हब को फॉलो नहीं करेगा, मज़हब को तरजीह नहीं दी जाएगी. सेक्युलर स्टेट. Secular state means a state where the religion has nothing to do with the state matters. So Pakistan is not a secular state. We have got it in the name of a religion. In fact, he wanted both Hindus and Muslims. So this is the crux of the matter. This is the very important thing to note over here. He wanted both Hindus and Muslims, and indirectly all the communities in Pakistan, to set aside their political differences. So by this he means cease to be Muslim and cease to be Hindus, that they would put aside, एक तरफ रख देंगे अपने differences को, and contribute collectively for the progress of the nation. The MCQs over here is, the Qaid believed that since Hindu would cease to be Hindus and Muslim would cease to be Muslims, option A, political, economic, religious, cultural. So the last question is, make a list of the fundamental principles that comprises Jinnah's vision of Pakistan. Muhammad Ali Jinnah referred to the following fundamental principles that the state should take care of. The first, the life and property and religious beliefs of all people will be fully protected, completely protected. All citizens, regardless of their color, caste or creed, will have equal rights, privileges and obligations. Minorities will enjoy equal rights in the society. they will not be the victim of any discrimination. Discrimination means differentiation. इनके साथ कोई इम्तियाजी सलूक नहीं किया जाएगा. Victim of any discrimination, they will not be treated as a different community or low community or any as we saw in the case of black American and white American. तो ऐसा कुछ उनके साथ नहीं किया जाएगा. तो MCQs over here is my guiding principle will be justice. And the Qaid said towards the conclusion of his speech. So what are his actual words? You need to pick the right option and submit it to the group. Hope you understood all the questions properly. Now the next lecture will consist of certain a part of speech from the grammar. We will discuss it in detail. So the next two lectures will be on grammar. Thank you very much.